Hey everyone, welcome back to Adobe Live. My name is Ryan Selvey, and I am so honored to be joined by Mandy Celine. Welcome to the show. Good morning.
Thank you for having me. Good evening over here.
Oh yeah, good evening. Where are you joining us from?
I'm in London in the UK. The accent's a
Oh,
bit of a
amazing.
giveaway.
Great,
Yeah.
fantastic. Well, hello from Brooklyn, just on the other side of the pond. We're really excited to have you because we're going to hop into some Premiere stuff today, streamlining your workflow with Premiere's Pro's latest updates. Do you want to give a little bit of introduction of yourself as to who you are?
Yeah, sorry, I just heard a really disturbing noise. I'll be fine. Uh, yeah, so I'm a director and editor, and I run Breadbox Studios, which is a very small boutique editing agency and production house in general in the UK these days. We specialize in digital content for creators and brands. So, like your social media campaigns, your YouTube videos. And today we're going to be working with a video I shot with Maddie Moat, who is both a YouTuber and also a TV child personality in the UK. And I just want to shout that she has a West End show that you guys should book in called A Curious Christmas because she's great and I
I
love
really
her.
want to have
I hope
that
she,
pipeline from YouTube
yeah,
star to being on the West End. Like, yeah, sure, okay, I'll take it.
yeah, she literally it happened through YouTube. It was like kids content. BBC recruited her from the kids content. Then she became a bit of a household name and then started doing. We have pantomimes here. Do you know
Uh-huh.
pantos? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I mean, we don't have them much here, but yeah, I know of a pantomime. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So she did them like for TV here, and then like got moved on to the West End, and yeah, it's quite a pipeline actually. Now I think about it, go her.
Right? Like I love 2025 sometimes. There's plenty of times I hate 2025, but like in this moment I'm like that is so cool. Like that's such an amazing, I don't know, career
Yeah,
journey. Well,
yeah.
before we go and we hop into it, I just want to give everyone a quick look at the schedule for this week right now. If you're watching this live, this is October 15th. So we are on our Wednesday and we're starting the day strong with Mandy. Right after this, we have my show, which is the File New show, which is a news show for creatives. We have updates for designers and artists and photographers. Then we'll be switching over after that hour over to Twitch. You're watching this probably live on YouTube or Behance or the replay on YouTube. Uh, then we'll be switching over to Twitch, where we'll have the Design Sprint, which is a sports design show hosted by Steven Overturf, followed by Edit Like a Pro, which, if you're watching this stream, you'll probably like the most out of those other three, to be completely honest, because that is an editing show hosted by CA in LA, Courtney and Ashley, and they're really great video editors living out in Los Angeles. So you can just hop from London to New York to Los Angeles all in a day. You can get everything you need with editing and have a really good time. But with that said, I will say hello to people in chat in just a moment. But before we do that, I am going to go ahead and share your screen. So you might want to
Hey,
close out of any Amazon shopping you have up or, any
I have to be
long
on a
lost
shopping
messages
ban
to
now.
people. Yeah.
I have to be on a shopping ban. It's been really bad this month. We bought
Oh,
a
really?
sofa yesterday. I have to be done. Sofas are weirdly expensive. And also this.
Everything's expensive.
Oh my god. Like I could go on. That's a whole other kind
It's
of
a whole other stream.
situation, isn't
Yeah.
it? Complaining about the state of the world for millennials and Gen Z. But anyway,
Uh,
welcome to my Premiere Pro, everybody. So this is a project for this. It came out this month. It's brain dissection, but like make it kids.
love it.
And basically, we got to go to this place called the Grant Museum. I filmed it sick and then I edited it also sick because my new thing is apparently to be sick once a month
Oh, I thought you
for
were
the rest.
sick as in like that's a really cool thing that I did. I didn't realize you were like, no,
No,
I was ill while we were doing this. But okay, yeah, yeah,
this is the project where every time I picked it up for some reason, I had like a flu or a COVID or something. Like just my immune system is as strong as decaf coffee. So
yeah.
it's real bad.
Oh, sorry. Are you feeling
Um
okay today?
I am recovering from being ill last
Okay.
week.
All right. Fair
Like
enough.
so if I sound a bit stuffed up, I'm only mentioning it because I know I sound a bit congested. So if you don't understand me, let me know in the comments. I will reiterate. Totally understand where we're coming from. But yeah, we filmed at the Grant Museum with a specialist called forgotten her full name. I know her as Dr. Laura. That's not her full name. It'll come up. But it was basically we wanted to go through and teach kids about brains and there's different sections of brains and how they differ from animals and all of this. So it was really fun. And the Grant Museum is really unique because it has just a lot of brains in jars. It has a lot of stuff in jars. Frankly, there's also a jar of moles. So super weird. As
Oh,
in like the
super weird.
animal.
Okay.
Super weird.
Living
Um
or just like
no. They're from the Victorian era where I guess some guy was like, I got a lot of moles. I'll stick them in a jar. Like
all right,
people didn't have the
Victorian
internet
era.
back
All
then.
right, whatever.
They found hobbies. So very bizarre. This edit was quite extensive. It was a 1 hour, 1.5 hour interview, but plus all running around the museum, plus all the b-roll of the brains. There's also a very small game called Guess the Brain in it, where we basically have Maddie go for like a minute and then different brains show up with
Love
some
that.
voiceover. So there's like a lot happening for this. It's like how long is this? It's only like 11 minutes long, the end. The first edit of this was an hour and a half. So
Wow. Okay. And
but
as
we
any
know that
video
that
editor
doesn't do well.
knows, like anything that you have as a duration of time when you're editing, you have to like quadruple that or even like multiply that by 10 to be like, okay, you have to go through all the footage, then you have to then watch it once, then you have to then go and edit it down. So it's like that's a
Hours of
lot of
footage.
hours and hours and hours of footage.
The b-roll on its
To make
own
it.
is like an hour to 2 hours, and I'm a big proponent of not overshooting, so I'll be
Okay.
like that person that's like, I've gotten you 60 clips, that is enough, we're done. But this was
Yeah.
because there was so much going on,
Right.
we needed the coverage. And also we did shoot a small, very believe it or not, it was barely any footage, but it was like a little vertical about dinosaurs because Dr. Laura is also a paleontologist, so
Mhm.
we
Well.
picked her brain for a second.
Hey.
I heard myself come up with it. I was like, I love this.
That's cute.
So this was a big edit, actually, for what you think is a YouTube edit or a kid's YouTube edit that looks simple enough. It's actually like there's a lot going on in a lot of pieces. And thank God, like all these new AI features are coming out because they make everything. I don't know what I would do without the transcription feature anymore.
Oh my gosh,
I
it's changed the way that I edit, like entirely. My entire
have
workflow.
no idea what I would do. I recently had to like correct something on someone else's edit that was in a different NLE, and they don't have anything like that. It's a very bare bones NLE.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know how you work in this. You are deliberately making your life harder.
Yeah.
So,
No, that's it's something it's one of those things where it's like if you had to then suddenly reverse it, I would never be able to do video editing ever again. It's just
oh, I'm never
especially
editing an interview ever. Like,
yeah, no. Now I
I haven't
know
drank enough today.
before we went live, we were talking a little bit about how you love your super widescreen monitor, and for the sake of this live stream, to be completely transparent, we have asked you to bring it down so that we can fit it on the screen. So sorry about
Yes.
that. But I did want to ask you: is this generally how you set up your workflow? Looks like you have the transcript on the right, your timeline off to the bottom
Yeah,
left.
actually.
Is this
Yeah.
kind of
So the differences with verticals, I'll move the transcript, or I'll have on the verticals, I'll tack on the other windows. The vertical
right?
takes up the full side. The reason for that is because it makes more sense than having the program monitor there. And then my other windows, particularly this window over here, gets a bit more real estate. Do you know what I'm going to switch on to help everyone? I'm going to switch on my Pro mouse so that we can all see. Can we see my mouse better?
Ooh, that's nice. It's got a little halo effect there, like little like witchy. We're talking about
Yeah,
brains. It's
and it can
October.
draw.
Ooh,
It's deliberately purple
that's
for
amazing.
Premiere.
Uh,
So
you've got the brain puns. You've got the purple for Premiere. We've got
yeah,
everything all thought out in advance.
look at this light. It's like I made an
Yes.
effort. It's like the makeup. It's all an illusion.
Also, if you guys have
Nothing
any
is real.
questions while we're going, also hello to Nate and Apurva. I see you guys over on Behance chat along with Cody. If you have questions, throw it in the YouTube chat, throw it in the Behance chat, and I will be sure to pass along. Right now, we're with Mandy Celine, and we are going over some exciting updates for Premiere, and we're looking at a brain video. As you can see, as the little disclaimer has on the program monitor, this video
Yeah,
contains some pretty gross but awesome footage of a real life brain.
it does. We might not
Just gonna-
see it today,
right.
but I'll try while I show off some features. Speaking of, I should really probably get into some of those newer features that have helped. Let's start. You know what? Because it's a very visual thing for me, I'm going to start with the colors.
Okay.
So the sequence color labels, it sounds really, really, really small. I love this feature. I like organizing visually.
Of
And I,
course.
as you can see here, my finals down here are like a pinky red because I can like find them quickly.
Hmm.
And then I'll do some sort of gradient usually with versions of like a dark to light till they're nearly done or something. And then anything that's like a rough cut, a brawl, or an interview, B-roll.
Do you
Um,
just call it a broll?
I call it a brawl sometimes. I'm like, yeah, brawl shots. There you
I love that.
go. I realize that's not the lingo.
No,
It's
but I'm
just
here
like
for it. I say, there's plenty of things that I like to sound out, and broll will now be one of them.
oh, the other one was that happened to me on set. I was with actually working with Valentina V last summer, and we had a DIT to help us on set, and I kept going, "Oh yeah, the DIT," and she goes, "That's not the name."
That's amazing.
And I was like, "It's a DIT," and then she was like, "That's don't do that." She
Don't
didn't
do
like
that.
it at all. I mean, I get it. But like it's my dyslexic head. That's how I've remembered the
Yeah.
thing. But here we go. Like it is what it is. I think a DIT is better than a DIT
No, I
personally.
agree. I definitely agree. Like, why it takes more syllables to spell it out than to just say it.
I agree. I just agree. So like if I bring up my project window, in fact, I might full screen this so we can really focus on it.
Okay.
Um, I am very organized because I find it very easy to lose things, especially because I am someone that really likes to duplicate sequences.
Hmm.
Because I'm worried. I've had too many times in my life notes that be like, can we go back to X version? And maybe I had kept working on the same sequence very early in my career. And I'd
Right.
be like, no, I have to re-edit that. Great. So now every time I get notes, I just duplicate a sequence and work from there.
Okay.
Um,
That's
so
smart.
then I
That's a
can,
good way to be able to
yeah,
backtrack and go through version history. Um, because
yeah,
yes,
and
I
I
feel like
can go
that's a
in and
very
like add or take away things or move things
yeah.
around.
I've learned also, even when you're working with like design, even outside of like editing or something, just getting into the habit of course, we have more storage now that it's 2025.
Mm.
But just being able to, like, if even you're editing logo, if you copy and paste it and then edit the next one, copy and paste it, that way at any point, if you're like, oh, like I did that thing like 4 revisions ago and maybe it was the better choice, then you don't have to recreate all of it. Like you could just quickly go back to that composition and you can just drag and drop the video edit that you have, and then you save all the time. So,
Especially with like photography, sometimes I'm just like, I wish I could merge the choice I made here with this. And I was like, I can if I
yep,
keep hold of like that layer. I can be
that
like, oh, I can
absolutely.
blend in that texture more than I liked, than I thought I hated. And uh I'm a big layers person in Photoshop. It's a not I have to remember to label them because actually that's something I don't do in Photoshop, which I should.
I don't think
But
anyone does.
I'm not a photographer, so like if I'm doing it, it's just for me. It's just the
Yeah.
only person I've punished is me.
Yes. Be nice to
So
future you.
yeah. But yeah, as we see, I had these two little projects on the go. Vertical Dino was just something like, here's this without captions, essentially. Version one, I never deliver captions in the first version because inevitably it's going to change. So when someone's like, I would like captioning, I was like, I'm going to do that in the last version because there's nothing worse than changing your edit plus your text on your edit. I'm
No.
not here for that. Um, but like generally, like dinosaur, I just made all brown. I labeled it brown. And the way you can do that, by the way, is by right clicking, going down to label, and just picking your color. What I will say, in dark mode, the colors aren't as like vibrant. And if I could have a feature request, I would like my colors to look a bit more different on dark mode. I think like on light mode, they look really different. But on dark mode, it depends on how you see things. I'm dyslexic, so I like to read white text on black, which is why I'm in dark mode. But you might be different.
Yeah,
But
no,
it's
I
simple.
like definitely dark mode. It just easier, and especially gives more focus on like what is gonna be the composition, because then it's like that's the most illuminated thing on the screen.
Yeah, exactly. And like, especially when you're like color grading, I find that the light around the image changes what you're seeing. So I'm always a big proponent of scopes and stuff as well, because I believe eyes lie to you in
Yeah.
general in
Yeah, in
life.
general.
So,
Yeah, it's an unreliable narrator, but it's
yeah.
us.
with AI now, we'll never know.
We'll never
Um,
know.
there's some scary stuff out there. And with brains, I like, again, the color coding is, you can see like the blue, if it's in my sequence, it basically, if I see blue, I'm like, that's something that's like assisting me, as like sometimes I shovel my footage in there. I don't have to do that as much, since like, because I like to be able to skim everything very quickly, because I organize my footage folders by camera sometimes, or I get stuff later and it's from the client that's like filmed in their pixel and they want to insert something or
Right.
something like that. And at least if I just dump it all in one sequence, I'm like, there it is, and I can skim. It's a bit of a lazy way of doing things. We had the rough interview cut down. We have two of those, 48-minute one and an 18-minute one. So like it just kept slowly getting
And that's where that
smaller.
transcript gets in through, though, you know?
Yeah, this
And
is
if you have
the
any
extreme
interviews.
rough cut down here. That's an hour. Yeah, an hour 38.
Okay. Yep. That's a
And I
feature
knew,
length film, technically.
yeah, literally, I was like, okay, cool. But it's because when it's something scientific as well, I don't know necessarily. I'm not directing this one. There was another producer called Kaylee, and Maddie was directing this.
Okay.
They're very lovely. I will just throw stuff in there that they don't know, they have never asked for, and I'm like, I thought this would be funny, soz. Uh,
I mean, I was when I was an art director, an agency, I preferred that so much. I was like, I'm gonna give the like the foundation and the structure, and then I like hopefully am working with people that are then going to bring their own ideas and their own opinions into it, because I think that's always makes the better final product.
oh, totally agree. Also, it just like, sometimes I'll have seen something she filmed maybe, and I'm like,
Hmm.
that's really funny. I'm gonna put that in because I'm gonna make fun of her, and she sees the joy in it. So
Right.
it kind of works out.
Nate
Especially
is
at the end, we put
saying you
bloopers.
really put some thought into this, which, yes, it's great. It's nice to be able to see that you really kind of have an eagle eye on all of the things that kind of are making up the final project. Also,
Yeah.
to that point, on the YouTube side of things, I've created a poll, which is, are your projects organized, with two options? We have meticulously and not just vibes. And you would be happy to hear that right now, meticulously is winning with 67% of the vote. So,
I think that's a new thing. So even
okay.
like, I hire editors. I've got 6 editors that work for me right now. And most of them I've had to be like, this is your system. And they were like, I don't do that. And I was like, this is your system now. Because if you take away, I've seen your system, I will go insane.
Very true.
And like, some people are just like, everything in the project window, no folders. And I'm like, I can't live with that chaos.
No, you
Whatever
can't work
type
with others
B
that way.
is happening. No. I'm like, how do you want me to find it? But like for me, I always stress this. I do this a lot in my lives in general, where I say, hey, project organization, this is actually going to help you in the like beginning, because
Yeah.
all editing is organizing. It's just organizing your clips in the right order with some
Organizing
creative
with
flair.
style.
Yeah, exactly. So but you have to be that person that is organized as well in the literal metadata, project window, all of this. So
Certainly.
like, I will say maybe some of the folders are a bit more chaotic. So if I go to graphics, it's a mix of stock bits, layers, motion graphic, but at least I know it's all
Right.
there. It's all there. My footage, I think this one might be a bit messier. No, it's like, guess the brain animal cutouts that I needed, or cutaways, and then the
Guess
cameras
the
that I did.
brain animal cutouts. Like, what a
Yeah.
gross sounding title.
No, it's actually, honestly, it literally is what it sounds like. It is. I wonder if I can show you the picture of those. Oh no, where'd you go?
Nesting graphics
This is the why
sequences.
I can't work in this folder layout. I'm like, what are we doing? Guess the brain cutouts. It literally is just the cutouts of the brains we're guessing.
Oh, fun though. Okay. Cool. We got an octopus and a pigeon, some owls, a tortoise.
Yeah.
Oh,
A bubble.
finless porpoise. Wow, that's like a that's fun.
Yeah. Do you know porpoises? Like, I kept putting in accidentally dolphins, and they were like, no. I was like,
Yeah.
okay. And I was like, porpoises are not as common on stock as you would think.
Right.
There's a whole gap in the market. I
That's
learned.
what we need to do. We need to become professional stock gatherers of porpoises.
It's more of like, I discovered the gap in the market. Like
Yeah.
I searched so many things like echidna, and like there's some, but not enough.
Right.
But it's like it's something you only discover as an editor because you have to like search random things. And then you're like, oh,
A
okay,
deep
cool.
knowledge of the missing parts of stock footage.
Yeah, because like people are all getting the like walking shots of diverse humans, and then I'm
Yep.
like, I need a porpoise in water, and they're like, no, they do not exist in the wild, and you're like, okay, they do, they're not extinct yet. But yeah, that's my general like organization. I really preach organization. It's very big to me. So that's just like I wanted to point out the sequence label colors because as you can see on my timeline, it's very easy to spot what are my
Okay.
finals and what are my like in progress
And you're
kind
labeling
of.
all those colors in the project folder bin before
Yeah,
even
just
dragging anything onto the timeline.
yeah. Yeah, because then when I click them and open, they're colored.
Right.
So I'm like, oh, yeah. For me, that's how I work. I imagine there's you can also label. You can't really. I don't think you can see it on here. But when you right click on the sequence, you can even label it in the sequence further down.
Mm.
It's the last button, which has like disappeared off. Um, so if I lose you on my headphones, I might end up accidentally putting you on speaker, and we'll figure it out. Sorry, I've just got
Oh,
my
we'll figure
headphones
it
here.
out. It'll be great.
uh, I'm just gonna. I thought I charged those all day, but there we go. Um, so then next, I think we should head to the metadata, the really cool metadata media intelligence search. In fact, let's head to media intelligence search in general because not enough people know about this feature, and it's definitely one of the things that helped me so much in this edit.
All right. So what
So
does that
to
mean?
find so media intelligence search is the new AI tool from Adobe, which just allows you to search visuals, text, metadata, and everything else, really. Anything
Mm-hmm.
that's in your project window, which I'm here for. I'm looking, sorry, it's a smaller window, so I'm trying to find it. I have already got the window here, but if you cannot find it, window, and then you scroll down to search. And if it's not check marked, you need to put it somewhere on your Premiere. You can either have it as a standalone window or just like whack. I like to whack things in panels. I hate standalone panels.
Yeah.
Who does that? Again, it's like
The
it's the same people
floating.
that
That's the chaos that I can't sign up for.
yeah. So you can search everything, which is really useful if say you're looking for moles in a jar. And it turns out
It's
that
just like
Adobe's
she's just
AI.
like glowing right next to them, but nonetheless, they are moles in a jar. 159 more results, which is wow. You really
Yeah,
have a lot
there's
of
we
footage
had
there.
a lot of takes. What it does sometimes is it takes those. Some of these will be the same clip or they'll be in sequence. So if we
Mm-hmm.
go for visuals, it's just going to show us the visual look of them. It's
Nice.
found the sequences or source, and if I wanted to go into source, sometimes these will be the same clip as
Right.
well. Oh, it thinks this echidnas are not a mole, but it will learn.
Oh,
They're very
come
similar.
on.
Some of
Everyone
these are
knows
labeled
that.
stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of questionable thinking moles in here,
That's funny.
but it got the main one. This is the clip I would have been looking for, to be honest.
Oh, great.
And if it sees that clip, the really cool thing about media intelligence, if you say put in a 2-hour video and you wanted one tiny thing from it, it will search the whole of that video and find all the clips of say a red bus in
Mm-hmm.
that clip, which is really really cool.
Genius.
And it's found here Maddie looking grossed out by a jar of moles several
And it's
times
cool.
because it's across
eh,
different versions of it's in version 2, version 0, version 1. It's found every time I've put it in there. My selects, that's kind of cool. It's just in every sequence.
And it's nice in the preview panel, not the preview panel, the kind of in this panel itself, the search panel, you are able
Yeah,
to just hover over it. And as you hover over it, it's going to very subtly play back each part of the sources and the visuals so you can get a full idea of what it's clipping from, which is nice.
yeah. To be honest, I think this one is her going. This I know exactly what this clip is. It's Maddie singing, "Maddie's licking the jar of moles." Like it's because we were laughing about it because I kept being like, "You need to get closer," because she felt like she was like here, and actually we needed her to be like close for the effect.
She's
Um,
probably like, I don't want to get my head close to the mole in the jar. Clever saying,
Like
fresh
literally.
flavor in a jar. Holy moly. Gross. Thanks,
I
Clever.
like that pun. I like it a lot. Whereas like I think if I were to search the text of this, it would be jar of moles. Yeah. So like I searched for text a lot because sometimes I'm remembering sound bites and I want to know where that is
Yep.
instead of going through 2 hours of all the footage from that roll sequence I have. I could just search this and get the exact thing. Jar of moles, casual, okay. These are within the edits, so we have a couple of back and forths where she talks about it here. Maybe I was looking for her saying it to camera, not with the jar of moles. We of course have a couple of different angles of that,
And it has the
different
context
levels of
too
color
of
grading.
what is being said before and after, which will help you kind of ground yourself into what part of footage it is.
Exactly, and so I really enjoy searching text. Um, but if I was using, say, this new metadata feature, um, I would use this more if I'm looking for something really, really, really specific,
Mm-hmm.
such as frame rates. So maybe I know for a fact that most of the sequence is in either 25 frames or 50,
Okay.
but all our stock isn't. And so knowing that, because a lot of the stock comes from America, is what it is. So I might want to be searching a frame rate. So I'll put in 23.976 and it's found all the clips there that are like basically the stock that we're using.
Mm-hmm.
That are what's this
The
one?
T-Rex
Pigs enjoying a
moments.
cabbage.
Okay.
It's exactly what it sounds like.
And what was that? Would you guys say have pig brains or something at some point?
Yeah, we were looking at wild boar brains and we wanted a nice clip of their head, and the best way to
Yeah.
do that is have them eating. So
Mm-hmm. Makes
um
sense.
yeah, and then for the dinosaur one we wanted the Jurassic World, because like there
Mm.
is no real dinosaurs, so
Yep.
you're pulling from the only thing you can, which is
Of
like
course. Little
media.
snippets
And
of pop culture and media. Makes sense.
yeah, as long as you credit them appropriately, you can get
Yeah.
away with it in fair use, and which we did in this case. So that was good. What else for me? Like those, the frame rates I think is the big one for me. Generally I will search everything because I want to see what it pulls up.
Mhm.
So we had a lot of skulls for the dinosaur one, so we wanted to show off all these different skulls that we shot. Maybe I was looking for this, her talking about this iguana skull,
Mhm.
um her holding a tiny 3D printed dinosaur skull. Visuals is probably honestly the best one for this because we just had loads and loads of skulls
But I liked when
because
you
it's
were
one of those
under
pieces.
everything, how it then divided it up and it was like, okay, I'm going to show you what is in visuals, what's in text, and what's in metadata. And then you can kind of make an informed decision past that to like which one you would kind of want to search in fully, which is nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Like that's the night I do like the way they've separated it as well. And it's like metadata, no results, which makes sense because what
Right.
metadata says
It's going
skull.
to say skulls. I'd be scared if there was skull in the metadata.
Yeah, why is that happening? Metadata will show you more what kind of camera it was shot on. I wonder if it would do it. But yeah, so like it knows like these came from a certain, or more than that, all of this are from my Sony camera. These no, these are from the producer's Sony camera. So like it's figured it out.
That's all your
But I think
JPEGs.
I change all my metadata. I'm the worst. I change a lot of the metadata on my camera, so it's my name. Maybe that's happened.
Oh, that's cool. That's an
No, it
organized approach,
hasn't.
though.
It's where she say, all of these are either something that's been sent to me for me, or it's voiceover going, all right, Mandy, can you put this in here?
I mean, that's what I'll do with transcript stuff now. So, like, and I know I've mentioned this on Adobe Live before, so forgive me for our regular viewers. But what I'll do is if I'm recording myself and I'm like talking to the camera and I have like a really good take or a really bad take, I'll say like spaghetti because then I know that like there is nothing in that video that has spaghetti about it. So I just search spaghetti and then it brings me to where I need to cut later.
That's a great idea. I haven't
You
even
just gotta
thought about implementing that.
It's just
That
like
is
a random word that you
great.
can always kind of rely on. I don't know, my little hack.
This is a harder video because what isn't in it?
Yeah, right.
Lemons.
Lemon
Because we
brains.
talk about the pathways and brains being like spaghetti, so
It
wouldn't work.
wouldn't work at all.
Wouldn't work for this one. But yeah, that's basically media intelligence. It's one of my favorite AI features that have come into Premiere. It is always going to be there. It's just part of how it works. Like the same like remix. Actually, I'll talk about that in a second. Do you use the remix tool a lot?
I not as much as I should, especially when I'm kind of like um, struggling with audio because audio is the hardest thing that I is always struggling with. But it has
I
saved me in a
think
pinch a few
I have
times.
it. I wonder if I might have to. Oh, what have I done? This way. I'm trying to get all the panels in and zoom out.
But
But
actually,
you can
before we
see it
hop
on
into
every
that,
song.
we are about halfway through our show, which time's flying by. We're going through a lot of different Premiere stuff. But if you are just joining us, welcome. We are with Mandy Celine, and we are going over some exciting Premiere Pro updates. We were looking a bit at the search panel, and we're looking at organizing our files. Now we're going to be kind of hopping a little bit more into like the remix features, which is using AI to then be able to automatically cut and reframe your audio clips for music and being able to bring that into it.
I'm
But
actually
if
gonna wait on that one. There's one more feature I want to talk about first, but ahead of that, and that is putting in default fonts because no one knows about it.
Brilliant. All right. So we have that to look forward to. And then following that, just as a quick update of today's schedule, we have this show for the next 30 minutes. Then we have an hour-long news show after that on YouTube. And then we switch over to Twitch to have Design Sprints, Sports Design, great sports athletics focused design show, and then another editing show, Edit Like a Pro with CA and LA. We hope to see you there over on the Twitch. This schedule is always available on the Discord, which we would love to see you guys on. It is an Adobe Live Discord. It has all of the shows. It has everything that you want to keep up to date with being able to check out conversations or links or resources. You can see you have all the channels down here. Right now we're in the in-studio one because this is like a core show. But you can also hop in and say hi to people. So make sure you join that. The link is over in the description. But now back to you.
To me, I actually just remembered before I round off media intelligence search, and I forget that this exists as a way to get to media intelligence. You can just go to this little magnifying icon up here in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I always have like panels. I'm very panel orientated. So if
Yes,
there's
it's
other
always weird to
buttons,
switch up your workflow, like once you're already kind of rooted in your ways. But there's always 10 ways to do the same thing in an Adobe product, which is always nice. So you can tailor it to
so
however
true.
works best for you.
So you can also go to this little shiny magnifying glass and it will also be like, okay, here's the search panel. So if like
Yep.
if you're in deep in other panels as well, let's say this footage bin, blah blah blah, click, takes you straight there. So instead of you
Great.
rooting for it and you can't remember where it is.
And when we were talking about floating panels and stuff, when things can get lost sometimes, it's nice to be able to have just a quick shortcut.
Yeah, love that for me. And then something else that came out relatively recently, to get to it though, we're going to have to go to Premiere Pro settings, and we'll want to go to media analysis and transcription. I usually can say that, but I knew coming on here I'd struggle.
Yeah, I think you
um
powered through. It was great.
Power through. So you get this window, and something I always tell people to tick on anyway is firstly automatically transcribe clips, because that way it's always working in the background and you can search your
Certainly.
transcripts. And I'm always searching a transcript to find something. And then the other thing you want to make sure, and it's a new button that you want to switch on, is here at Visual Analysis, analyze all imported media and visually search your projects. This is not sending Adobe all your stuff to go to an AI server, to be super, super clear, because I think that's what people are afraid of. This is so that we can just search the project. That's it. It's like, oh, I recognize bread, so that you can find bread. I recognize
Right.
what a jar of mole is for some reason. I can't, for whatever reason, so that you can do that in media intelligence search. So it's always really, really good to have that on so that you can kind of get the most out of Premiere Pro. This is
Yeah.
not sending your data anywhere.
That's a very important distinction that I feel like is very important for creators.
Yeah. I think people are like, and they should be worried about what's happening to the data. People should be really interested in what is going on with your data. But this is just literally analyze, just means looking. Like I would
Yeah.
like to be able to read your data so that I can give it back to you.
Right. Important to have that
Um,
consent too, you know? Because if that's
yeah,
something that you, for whatever reason, don't even want, you can also always have that deactivated. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So like if you just want it to be like an older editor, that's also cool. That's like
Yeah.
your preference, not my preference, but your preference. So yeah. Also, for people not living in the US, this is where you can change your default language, because I get asked a lot, is my UK English turned on? And I'm like, yes, it is, because we put U's in
Because you want to
things
spell
and stuff.
color, yeah, with a U rather than just an O.
Yeah.
Your color
So I
panel.
actually end up going between a lot of American and English lingo because of the stuff I do with Adobe from time to time. I have
Yes,
to do it in American.
of course.
So it's wild. But also this is really good for Adobe because they're obviously always trying to pick up accents, and in the UK especially, we have an insane amount of accents for how small a country we are. It's a few
Really?
hundred. It
Oh,
changes every
just every
5
town over
miles.
has different has different
Yeah.
accents.
So for it to get better, and I really need it to get better, and Adobe know this, is like, because some accents are very tough, and I totally appreciate that, but I just need the transcription to get it, because sometimes it will be like, maybe it's German, and it's not. So it's just a really, like, sometimes, like, yeah, there's some shows as well that are like on Netflix or something. I'm like, Americans must watch this with subtitles because I'm barely getting it, and I live in the UK.
Yeah, no, when we watched what did we watch? Um Bad Sisters, I think it was, which is an Irish show.
Oh yeah,
We
see,
watched
my
that with
entire family's
subtitles.
Irish.
Yeah. And we loved that show. It was great, but we watch a lot with subtitles, even if it's even American content.
I think
But
a
yeah,
lot of people do these days. Like Apple TV tried to default me to subtitles, and I was like, don't do that.
yeah,
I end up just reading the screen and not looking at it. But that's just me. My husband loves it, but he grew up watching media with subtitles on because he was born and raised in Germany. So
yeah.
um, yeah, I just always want to point out this like the language feature, and also like enable auto language detection is great if you
Hmm.
are having issues where the software is transcribing in a couple of different languages. It's probably because that is switched on, and you might have gone from, like, particularly in the UK, like a Scouse to an Irish to like a RP accent, an English accent, and sometimes it's just like whoa, and you just need to be like, it's British,
Right.
it's all British. So that's probably what you're doing. So while we are in this little panel, I actually want to talk about some new features that have changed. I think it's over in graphics, it is. So if we go to, I've already done this. So what the thing is when you set it up, you're not going to do it again, usually, unless I'm dipping into different clients a lot. But if you go over to graphics, there's a couple of new features in there that are really, really useful. So one of them
Okay.
is default subtitled text font, and also missing replacement font, which that one doesn't matter as much. That's just going to be like, hey, you don't have that font, so I've decided this font for you. If you have
I
a
have to kick
preference,
my
you can
cat out.
update
I'm
that.
so sorry.
Sorry. Do you know what's really funny about this is I made my husband walk my dog over this hour very specifically,
Yeah. Ugh, sorry
because
about that.
he my dog looks at me from 4 p.m. being like, it's walk time. How dare
It's,
you keep working? It's going to be too dark at
I
6.
can't go out in the dark. Are you crazy?
Yeah, so I made my husband go. I was like, you need to walk, Juno, while I'm working today, and he's not going to like it. So, um,
But sorry, I
but
don't
yeah,
mean to
you can.
detract from yours. So we have the missing font replacement. Uh,
Yeah, I also have a cat that is like, I can hear him begging in my hallway for dinner, and it's too
yeah.
early. It's just the sun's going down, and it's confusing his little brain. Um, anyway, so yeah, you can change your font. I've just kept it on whatever it has there because I like to know if something's changed. But actually, the default subtitle font and text font, I go between two. So for a lot of clients, they want the TikTok Sans regular font, which you can actually download. You don't have to just do that inside TikTok. You can download the font and put it in the captions in Adobe so that it looks like it was all edited on TikTok if you wanted.
Oh, brilliant.
I think a
That's
lot of people
and
don't
it's
know
nice
that.
because then yeah, I feel like it's like even if people aren't entirely tuned into typefaces and fonts, like just
Hmm.
that subconscious being able to be like, wait, that looks different than everything else that I'm seeing. It suddenly really takes you out and feels way more like mass produced. So being able to have that authentic
Yeah.
TikTok Sans is nice.
I think there's like a visual language for a lot of vertical content where like if it was an Instagram and if it was on TikTok, and you kind of want it to feel native and not like this person's posted it everywhere. You want to,
Yeah,
because your audience that is in that area wants to feel like they have this special segment of you that's different from the other platforms sometimes.
absolutely.
At least that's like the vibe I get. Like a lot of the creators I follow, they do different content that might be similar but across different platforms. Especially maybe it's the girls thing, so like Instagram is always more fashion and beauty, and then like you get more of their personality on TikTok, and sometimes those posts crossover. But
But
for
always still
me, I
like
will.
being cognizant of what platform you're on and speaking to that platform.
Yeah,
Also,
the
hello to
audience is
Kane
different.
and Wild Daisy. Thank you for being here. Also see you, Sean and Bruce, Alessandra over on Behance. Once again, yeah, seeing people giving me hard time about the cat. Sorry about the cat, everybody. But
You know what? I
animals are
totally get
animals.
it. Tiggy is the same. I think I did one stream where Tiggy I thought my door was closed and he like pushed it open,
Yep.
and he just kind of went in front of the
Yep.
camera and then just sat
Story of
there.
my life.
And I was like, and he's a spicy cat, so I can't pick him up. So I'm
Oh,
like,
really?
you live there now.
That's your spot. Spicy cat.
That's just spot. He's not a picky up cat.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's really nice about cats though is when they love you, they really love you.
Yeah, I mean that's what
Um
my cat wants to be held too much, which is a problem. And then he gets in my face, so it's
Mine
whatever.
is cupboard love. It's all the
Yeah,
food.
yeah.
But it is that in at least in the UK, it's getting to that time. I'm slowly getting in the darker room. The light is getting brighter.
But you have that really
Um,
cool neon behind you, which is nice.
Thank
It's
you.
cool.
It's my Adobe
Gets in my face.
Live color light.
It's your
And
premiere.
it's one of those rope lights you can shape. I recommend them
Nice.
to everyone. I just bought it on Amazon. Um, but yeah, then the other one is you can change this font, by the way. So like I will go between TikTok Sans, or honestly with this client a lot, she's bold and van. So a lot of
Okay.
her text is that. So when you
Cool.
do that, um, as I did here, it just means that all the text, oh, it's very tiny. I'm gonna just see if I can shove this
Ooh,
over here.
there she is.
Sorry.
Hey,
There she
Dr.
is.
Laura.
Laura Porro. I knew it was like a name that rhymed.
Yeah. So it's just fun. It runs off the tongue. The
I know, it's
lecturer
great.
of anatomy at UCL. That's
Yeah,
cool.
she's great. She's a very smart lady. Um and a chicken. It's because chickens are descendants of dinosaurs.
Others in modern birds or some meat-eating dinosaurs.
But we have like the font there for the captioning because Maddie, although like this will go, I think her biggest platform is honestly like for vertical content is either YouTube Shorts or Instagram. So the
Mm-hmm.
same video gets posted on both. But she has a brand and it uses this font, so they know when they're watching this content, it's a Maddie Moat video. If
Yep,
it's in
they're
this
linking
font,
the two, which is smart.
they're linking the two. So for her, we have this font.
To
And also because it is YouTube Shorts, and YouTube Shorts doesn't really like. I've got to be honest. Out of all the platforms, it's the least pretty when it comes to
Oh, yeah.
like
Oh, just
the
like the
features you
interface
can use.
and the features. Right, right.
So we're just gonna do what we want. Um, but yeah, for this dinosaur one,
No,
I'll
whoa,
let
what
you.
was that?
That's a heterodontosaur.
That's a heterodontosaur. Wow. That looks like me in
Um,
the morning before I take a shower.
that's the wider version of this image. It's an
That's so
artist
crazy.
rendering.
Look at his
It was
teeth.
a really fluffy little. It was only this like big.
Oh my gosh. The hairs all over the place. That's very
Yeah, really
fun.
fluffy, feathery descendant of the chicken or something. With
Yeah.
the beak and stuff.
Wow.
Very cute. So we were talking about like that and how it ate different things, and I like this little.
Oh, that's
It's
fun. That's so fun. I loved that.
it was so hard finding a dinosaur role
Yeah. So you
because
just
like
used your own voice and then pitched it down, right?
with a lot of Maddie videos, that's exactly what I do. I had to
Yeah.
do an entire video where I was a shrew,
Yeah.
and she got the edit back not knowing what was going to happen, and basically we filmed this little shrew running across Kew Gardens. That's like a little teddy because we were talking about it's called the shrew and how shrews
The
poop on this very
Shrulu.
specific plant.
Okay.
It's like in like certain mountain regions, and it's like designed to be. They have a little snack, and they can use it as a toilet. It's a real thing. I learned so
Huh.
much with this woman.
I know, right? Like
Um,
this is one of the things where it's like sometimes you learn while you're editing, and you're like, I'm an expert on this random thing now.
constantly like I know a lot about how chocolate Easter eggs are made, how glass is made, how what else, she's
Great for
paint.
parties.
I've got some weird things. I had it as well, a whole other kind of a client that had a much more adult thing where I was learning a lot. I was like, this is wild.
That's great
I'll
though.
let your mind go to whatever you think it is. It was toys.
Yeah.
But yeah, I learned so much from her and all of this. Like, and brains, like I was like, oh, like like these edits, this is the guess the brain, and you're like, whose brain is this?
Right.
Or this is the bull's brain, blah, blah, blah. Lots of reactions, of course. Blah, blah,
Oh, it's
blah.
given Bill Nye, and I love it.
I love Bill Nye.
Love Bill Nye.
He's a
And just
lovely
love
guy.
the
It is.
editing too. Like I remember even as a child, like that also kind of got me into video editing with like back when I was like in like I don't even know, some probably free software when I was like middle school. But I remember being like, oh, I want to make it like Bill Nye.
We didn't actually get the
So,
show here, interestingly.
uh,
It's like you just know about Bill Nye in
really, yeah, we
England. You're
watched
like,
it all the
oh,
time at
Bill Nye's
school.
the science guy.
Bill Nye. Um,
But like I actually did no, it was my housemate did a job with Bill Nye 10 years or so ago. So
oh
he was
wow,
just hanging around the YouTube space talking about space, and we were like, hi Bill.
that's incredible. I mean, yeah, I would have that printed out and framed of a picture of me and Bill Nye.
Yeah, it's one of those things I'm like, oh my god, he's a huge deal, and I didn't fully realize when I was in my early 20s, but very cool.
Very cool.
But like, yeah, it's like finding out whose brain is this with this giant cerebellum. Where is it? There we go. Cerebellum
And
is
so
a
that is that the porpoise, the porpoise.
that is the porpoise.
Very cool.
I'm very proud of you. Yeah, see the porpoise, is it an octopus or a porpoise? It's a porpoise. And then you learn facts about octopus brains, but yeah,
Yeah,
and then
octopus have
something,
like, do they have more than one brain or more
they
than
have
one
9.
stomach? They have nine
So they
brains.
have, from what I remember, I did a little thing over here. They have their main brain. No, maybe it's 8. No, it's 9. It's 9 because I never would have done
Maybe
that.
it's like one master brain and then one for each tentacle.
It's exactly it.
That's so
So that's why I stacked
insane.
it the way it is. They have a brain in each tentacle. How wild is that?
That's so
So
cool.
I get to edit weird stuff, and
Yeah.
nothing is ever the same. So
No, of course not.
um
I like the
yeah,
emojis
and
too.
then tools wise that were very big in this, particularly that are AI, is the remix tool. We use that a lot. You can see it in my edits. If I zoom in down here using the plus key, I might need to actually make this bigger. Bear with me. Oh, I seem to have lost her speaking, I guess. We'll figure that out. I must have moved a file. But if you see these zigzaggy cuts in the music, it's just the remix tool, and this is a godsend. Like,
Yeah.
if we're editing and I need it to be a certain music to be a certain length of section, I'm always looking at an instrumental and I just pull it in and out until it fits.
Right.
And it's made my life so much easier. I've literally saved hours of time doing that, and that's in every song. Here.
Because I remember as much as like, like 3 or 4 years ago when I was like working on a video and having to buy all the. Well, when you buy a song, you normally get the stems, but then having to hop into the stems and then recreate the entire thing, and I was like, I did not go to music class for any of this. This shouldn't be me, but I'm the only one that's hired to do it right now.
Yeah, I'm not a sound engineer.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
it is what it is. So like for these kind of videos, background music, it is like, chef's kiss, favorite
Yep.
feature. I would say the only time I dip into stems now is if there's like a particular time of montage or something.
Of course.
Maybe if it's like a very like more like a beauty or fashion thing, and I want a very specific sound, and I'm crafting
Yes.
that for like. Otherwise, background music in YouTube videos, I'm using the remix tool constantly. It's
Right.
phenomenal. I love it so much. And then the other feature I wanted to bring in the last couple of minutes before we sign off is actually like when Adobe told me that they were doing this, I literally was like, oh my God. And I was sending them texts like, finally, well done. Film Impact is now inside Premiere Pro. And
Yes.
for people that don't know what that is, like I have used these transitions all, they were all in this edit. Like over here, there is meant to be a voiceover. I think I've moved it.
Cute.
I must have moved it. But like even that little pop animation,
Yep.
that's all Film Impact. So if you just go to your effects panel, they now just, if you see Film Impact, Essentials, Lights, all of this in effects, they all just live there. And in transitions, that was the animation tool. And I just used, I think, the pop one. And it just made my life so much easier. Like,
Yep. And it
like
feels professional. It feels like, still stimulating. It works really well.
And I was paying something like £200 a year to have this inside Premiere. I did originally also buy the packs, so I was very begrudged when they turned that into a subscription.
Yeah.
I was so mad. And to the point where I was in a meeting with Adobe in 2019, and they asked me what would be my dream ask. And I said, could you buy Film Impact? I'm really annoyed they've gone to a subscription model.
And
this stuff
you were the
Premiere.
catalyst. You immediately, they were like, all right, we gotta listen
I don't think
Celine.
I was. I don't think I was the only one asking for this. I think a lot of people were like, hey, these things should be native to your software.
Yeah.
And they were like, agree. And then they bought the company. I would love that kind of power. But
all right, well, we got about like 2 minutes left, so I guess we could probably start wrapping up. But want to say thank you again to Mandy for joining us and walking us through all these really cool Premiere updates. We went over some file management. We went over searching through all of our content. We've got the remix tool. We were able to hop into some settings, which you should check your own Premiere settings out so that you can mess with some defaults. We looked at the transcript feature. We looked at all the new effects and filters that were just added to Premiere. Lots to learn, lots to take away. And we're really excited to see the stuff.
Cats.
And my cat decided to sabotage the stream, so look forward to your letters. But yeah, no, this was really great. Where can we find you online, and what can we expect to see from you next?
So we're working with a couple of content creators right now, so I think I'll be on off talking about that when that goes live towards the beginning of next year, because it's a very large project. Cannot be shared right now. But you can find me on Instagram. I am Mandy Celine on Instagram. Very easy to find me. I'm on stories there the most. I don't think anyone posts a grid anymore though.
It's confusing. I never know which is what.
Or you can, I guess, if you really want to see me just mess around online, I'm also on TikTok, and you can try and find that one. But I really am just not. That's nothing to do with editing. That's just me having fun on the internet.
Right. Great. All right. Well, thank you so much. We'll have to check you out there. If you guys, you've lost me. All right, that's fine. Well, you're good. Thank you so much for being here. If you guys are here live, we have File New coming up next, which is my show, which is creator and designer news. And we look over all different stuff from photographers to illustrators, designers. If you are creative in any way, we've got you. So make sure you stick around. You'll be moved over to that just in a second here on YouTube or Behance. But thank you guys for being here. Thank you to Celine. Mandy Celine. I keep calling her Celine. But
it's fine. So many people do.
Oh, you can hear me. Okay, cool.
I can hear you now.
Yeah. Thank you so much to Mandy. And thank you guys for being here. Make sure you check out the Adobe Live Discord. I'll be sure to put all of her socials also in the Adobe Live Discord. So thank you all. Thank you to Mandy. And I'll see you guys in just a few minutes. Bye.
Bye.